All right, friends, today we're going to read a story before we do our art activity together. This book is called Mix It Up. It is a story that several of you have probably already read. It is a story about red, yellow, and blue. And as you can see, when we start to mix it up, really exciting things start to happen. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mix It Up. It's that time again. Are you ready? Tap that gray spot just a little to see what happens. There they are. Don't they seem a bit shy? Tap it again. Tap, tap, tap. Here they come. But there are a few still missing. Try tapping it one more time. Tap it with me. Finally, they're all here. So now, place your hand on the page, close your eyes, count to 5. Put your hand out in front of you and close your eyes, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you've got the magic touch. Let's mix it up. With one finger, take a little bit of the blue. Can you take your finger and rub the blue? And just touch the yellow dot. Rub it gently. Touch it with me. What's going to happen? See? Yellow and blue make green. Take a little bit of red. Can you rub the red with me? Rub it into the blue. What's going to happen? Okay. We get purple. Now try taking some of that yellow. Rub the yellow with me. Smudge it into the red. Can you rub it with me? What's going to happen? Great. We're going to get orange. Can you remember all of that? Now let's have some fun. Do you want to go on? Okay, so shake the book really hard. Let's see what happens. We've got yellow, we've got blue. What's going to happen? Can you shake with me? Shake, shake, shake. And green. That's right. Now try tilting the book to the right. What do you think is going to happen? Lean to the right with me, would you? Purple, right again. Close the book, push down really hard so the colors squish together. Put your hands together and I want you to press. Ready? Go. Press, press with me, press, press. Orange. You thought so, bravo. We're getting the hang of this, aren't we? If you rub the two colors together really hard, you'll see what's going to happen. Rub those colors with me. What's going to happen? We're going to make purple. You got it. And to turn all those dots to green, what do we need to do? We need to rub them together. Blue and yellow make green. Well done. More? Well, white makes colors lighter. So adding white will make them lighter. Let's go ahead and try it. Let's grab some white and mix it into these dots that we've got over here. What's going to happen? Are they going to get lighter? They do. See? Those are some tints. Any color plus white is a tint. Beautiful. All right, now we got black, which is going to make them darker. Let's grab our black and mix it in. What do you think is going to happen? They are a shade. See how got it? Does that make sense? It's going to make them darker. It's called a shade. So if you smooth the two pages together, just close the book real quickly. What's going to happen? White, black. What's going to happen? Let's put our hands together and press. Let's see what happens with the book. Ready? Press the book really tight. And, oh, gray. That's what's going to happen. That's it. You got it. All done. Just one more thing. Place your hand on the page and count to 5. Here we are again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Goodbye. And that is the book. Mix It Up. Hello, artists. We just finished the story, Mix It Up. And we learned that if we use these 3 major colors, which are our primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, we can make a lot of really exciting things. And today we're going to be making the color wheel. Now, if you've got tempera paint at home or if you've got watercolors, that will work fine. In front of me, I've got several things, so let's take a look at what we're going to need. You're going to need some 3 colors, red, yellow, blue, our primary colors. Again, if you want to use watercolors, that will work just the same. I have tempera paint here today. You're going to need a paintbrush, a piece of paper. Any paper will do, any paintbrush will do. Some water, of course, to rinse out my brush. And of course, if you're using watercolors, you'll need water for that as well. I always have a paper towel to check to make sure that my paintbrush is dry. And I have a bowl or something circular because I'm going to trace this to make my color wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this out of the way. And right in the middle, I am just going to trace my bowl. So I have a nice circle for my color wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and trace all the way around. So I get a nice circle in the middle of my page. Like so. All right, I'm going to set my bowl off to the side and my pencil. I don't need it anymore. And we are going to start with just the 3 primary colors. Now, when we're thinking about the color wheel, a lot of times we find red at the top, and it's sort of in a triangular shape. We have red, yellow, then blue. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of red paint. I just use the tip of my brush to pick up my paint. Now, if you're using watercolors, you're going to have to get some water first and stir that color up so you get your nice bright red primary color. And I'm going to paint just a dot at the top of my color wheel to get us started because, again, those primary colors are those 3 colors that make every other color on the color wheel. But you have to go to the store to buy them. We cannot mix our primary colors. So there's my dot. Now, of course, I need to rinse my brush. I like to bring my brush all the way to the bottom and swirl my brush at the bottom. Some of you already know I like to say my paintbrush is a ballerina because she likes to sweep her way across the page, and she never does the butt scoot, which means we smash and scrub our brushes. We don't want that. We're just going to use the tips of our brush to do some nice sweeping. Same with what we're going to use when we're cleaning. Brush goes all the way to the bottom. She taps her toes on the bottom and sweeps on the side to ensure we don't splatter water everywhere. We want to keep our area clean. Check my brush. We're good to go. All right, so my beautiful ballerina is going to go into yellow now. So we're going to pick up our yellow, and over here, again, we're going to make that triangular shape. I'm just going to pick up the tip of my brush, is going to pick up a little bit of paint. I always can add more, but it's very hard to take paint away. So I'm going to create another dot of primary yellow. All right. I'm going to make these dots a little bit larger since the primary are the most important of the colors. All right, I'm going to take my paintbrush. She's going to tap her beautiful toes at the bottom of my water bucket. I sweep the toes on the side, never tapping because it makes such a mess. Take my paper towel, check to make sure it's good and clean because we don't want to have a dirty brush. We don't want to mix our colors just yet. All right, we're going to come over to the last side of our triangle, picking up a little bit of blue just across from my yellow. I'm going to paint a blue dot. Notice she's just sweeping her toes using the tip of my brush. Not smashing and doing a butt scoot, all right? She's not doing the booty scoot. She's a beautiful ballerina. All right, there we go. Rinse. We're dirtying our water. At any point, you always can get fresh water. That's never a big deal. All right, now we're ready for those secondary colors, which we learned about in Mix It Up. So I'm going to start between red and yellow. Do you remember what color we get? I hope you said orange. You always want to start with your lightest color first. And of course, between these two, your lightest color is always going to be yellow because it's the weakest of the two. So I'm going to pick up some yellow and lay down a dot of yellow. And I'm not even going to rinse my brush because I'm just going to get a little dot because red is very powerful. So you don't need much. You can see I just have a tiny dot of yellow or red, excuse me. I can always put more red in. But if you want to mix those two, you want to swirl them together, it should start to mix out and get orange. All right, do you see that? It's like magic. Something around the carrot orange is what we're going for. Some of us did this last year, so we should be getting pretty good at mixing up our colors, just like in the book. Beautiful. I think that's a wonderful orange. All right, rinsing out my brush. Let's move on to our next secondary color. Sweep the toes. Do a rinse here. All right, down here between yellow and blue, what color is that going to be? Do you remember? I'm hoping you said green. Same thing goes, we're going to start with our weakest color first, which of course is going to be yellow. So I'm going to dip my brush, get some yellow in here. And just a little bit of blue, because blue is probably the most strong color, next to black, of course. I can always add more, so I would be a little light on the blue, because if you want to add more, you can. And now we're getting a beautiful, hopefully grass green, but definitely a green of a sort. Definitely looks green to me. Wonderful. All right, let's rinse out our brush one last time. Final color is going to be between red and blue. Do you remember that one? Red plus blue equals purple. All right, between these two, you got to figure out which one's the lighter color or the weaker color. And that's going to be red. So we're going to go ahead and start with our red. Pick up a little dot of red, swirl that in. And same thing, just a small amount of blue. Remember, you always can add more. Purple is probably the most challenging color to make. It gets a little muddy, but we're going to do our very best to get a beautiful purple. There we go. Looks a little dark on the screen. I would agree with that. If you're thinking, wait, Mrs. Street, that doesn't look very purple. I promise you it is, but again, it is kind of a challenging color. All right, I'm going to rinse out my brush. As you can see, I've created my color wheel, but on my palette, I also have white and black. Now, if you don't happen to have these colors, you can stop here, not a big deal. But if you want to play around a little bit with adding tints, which is plus white, or shades, which is plus black, and creating a second color wheel around and see what that comes up with and discover all the colors that you can create with simply 3 primary, black and white. Just play around today. Today is about discovery. If you get an opportunity and you actually want to paint a picture, go for it. The more that you do with art, the more you will learn. So please take the rest of the time today and discover what you can create.